What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Shooting Grounds podcast. And this is another solo one where we're going to get into topics that I'm really passionate about. And this kind of started with my credit episode that actually did pretty well. And then we did sports betting. And today we're going to be doing how to lose weight to get to your summer body and hopefully either gain abs or get into a healthier body. Obviously, there are ways to lose weight fast that are very unhealthy. We're going to be talking about that as well. However, what I encourage as someone who used to be a certified personal trainer, and my income for a portion of my life from 22 to 23 or 4 years old was that of encouraging others through personal training and helping them with advising them with diets and stuff like that. Although it was never certified, I'm not a nutritionist. Now, today we're going to be going through the ins and outs of everything you need to know to hopefully healthily lose weight and get to your summer body, with that of it being April 2nd right now. So we've got like 2 more months to dial in, maybe 3, maybe 4, or even if you just want to look better within the 2 months, but then keep going, Another thing that I searched up recently that was really fascinating about this topic before we actually get into it is the average body fat percentage of the American. And here we can see, this is based on the CDC. The average, let me zoom in so you guys can see even better. The average body fat of a male overall is 28%, and that of young male is 26%. For women, it's 40% and 48%, which makes sense because women have storages of higher body fat. But now let's take a look at what that looks like. This is the crazy thing. So we're gonna go by the average, 28. Okay. So the average body fat of an American male is this section right here, which is fucking sad, actually. That is really sad. Dude, this section right here is the average. That's wow. Okay. I would like to think, based off of this picture, I'm around the 19-20 right now. I'm not even that proud of myself. The lowest I've ever been personally has been around the 11-12, maybe the 13 range. No, 12 to 13 is probably more accurate. So I'm trying to actually get back to that. And let's see for women. 40%. So this is the average. Wait, is it 40? Yeah, 40. The average woman is around this. That's really bad as well. Guys, America, what are we doing? But yeah, so to get into this topic, we're going to be breaking this down to, first, we're going to talk about the most important thing, and that is of dieting. And or dieting gets a negative connotation or stigmatism towards it. When I say dieting, I mean what you're eating, just food. Okay, we're going to be talking about food first because that's the most important thing. And if you take away all fitness, all the other stuff, you could still get some of your body goals with food, because that's the most important thing. Then after that, we're going to be talking about fitness. We're going to be talking about muscle fitness, the ways that you can work out, because it's not all just about like lifting weights up and down, because some people, it's just not built for them to do that. And then we're going to be talking about supplements and if they're even necessary. And then we're talking about really unhealthy supplements, that of, spoiler, Ozempic could be one, steroids another. All right, so let's get into diet first. So a lot of people think, and I'm no expert in terms of, like, I'm not a nutritionist. I have just done extensive research about this topic. I've been into fitness for, let's see, about almost 6 years of my life now. And yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like certified, but I think I know enough to talk about it, So when it comes to the simplicity of, let's say you're trying to lose weight, so because there's for a natural person like me and probably you, more than likely, most people are either, one, trying to lose weight, aka lose fat; two, trying to gain muscle with minimal fat; or three, just trying to stay the exact same weight because they're content. Now, for the exact same weight people, just keep doing what you're doing if you're staying the same weight and you're okay with that, Now, this video is for people in the category of you want to lose weight. There are forms of gaining muscle. The only way I would say If you are watching this video and you're tiny, you're skinny, you shouldn't even be watching this because this is about fat loss. But for those people, go ahead and tune into another video about gaining muscle because at the end of the day, you need to be eating at a surplus. Now, this specific video, this 101, is going to be on weight loss. So it's anyone who is already at that high body fat percentage, you know, all the ones that we looked up right here where we're like tubby wubby, you know, and tubby wubby over here, you know. I'm not fat shaming. I'm just tubby shaming. We're trying to get into this side. We're trying to get into this top tier, you know. So when it comes to weight loss, it does come to a simple equation, and that is calories in, calories out. I'm sure you guys have heard of this, especially if you looked up this video. And what exactly does that mean? So that's a very physics way of looking at it. And physics, I mean like mathematical way of looking at it. The amount of calories that you take in at the end of the week, month, day. The best way to look at it is day and week because month is just so like grand. You would have to calculate so much. So the amount of calories you're taking in per day or per week minus by the amount of calories that you're burning or your body is burning per day or per week. So what does that mean by burning calories? A lot of people, like my sister, will think burning calories, working out, doing running on the treadmill where it tells you how many calories you burn, blah, blah, blah. It's not exactly that. So every single human burns a natural resting state of calories that is most likely different from every other human. What is this based upon? Your current weight, your height, your metabolism. It could even get as minuscule as the weather around you, how active you are in your day-to-day setting, lots of things like that. Now, how does someone like me or someone like you find this, the resting amount of calories you burn per day? It's kind of hard. You can go on and get estimates like, let's see. Let's do this together. Estimate calories burned, and then resting. All right, so we'll go to you can go into these calculators, and they'll give you a rough estimate, but then I'll tell you how to get a more exact one. So we're going to go male, age 26. Excuse me, sir. Can this be any slower? 26. And then height is important, 5'4", even though I like to say I'm 5'5". Weight, I'm right now 155. So my resting metabolic rate is 1,837. Now, where can this actually differ? How active am I? How much am I moving per day? What's the weather like around me in a sense of, is my body going to have to regulate more? Even certain foods can help a little bit scientifically, but it's very minuscule things. But it's good to get an estimate. Now, the best way to get an exact estimate, in my opinion, is record what you eat, aka write down your calories, and find that number of calories where you ate a whole week and you've stayed about the same weight. Because then that is your resting calories without you working out, or with you working out, and then you can still kind of see like, okay, that's where I'm at. If I work out every single day, that's my resting. Okay, mine is, I'm gonna say close to that. It's around 2,000. I'm gonna say maybe 2,100. That's just through years of experience and calculating and things like that. So let's say I'm at 2,000 calories. Most people, they're a little bit higher if you're a guy, and then for girls, it's a little bit lower. So it's like, 1,800, 1,700 for women. Typically, for men, it's 2,200, 2,300. Depends on your height and your weight. Okay, now next step. How do we exactly get in a? So let's say we found that exact amount that you are, whether you're 1,800, if you eat 1,800 calories every single day, you didn't work out, you just kept doing what you're doing, or you do continue working out, but you do the exact same thing every day. And throughout that whole week, you didn't gain, you didn't lose, you're around the same weight, give or take like 0.5, right? Because of water weight fluctuates. So we found your resting rate, and let's just say it's 2,000 to make it easy. Now, in order for you to lose weight in terms of fat and all that, you just got to eat under 2,000 calories a day, or under 14. What is that? 1,400, 14,000 a week, and that can be done by actually writing down how many calories, blah 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 blah. You calculate and you count your calories since 1,800 every day, or 1,900. And then, the easiest way to do this, if you're really trying to get a summer body as soon as possible, and I hate to say, is eat the same thing every day, because then it makes life easier. So I'll give you an example. Every single day right now, I'm eating 1,800 calories. I'm eating 1,800 calories. I work out and I run 1 mile. So my expenditure is about 2,000, maybe 2,100 with the mile I run. And I'm at a deficit of about 200 to 300 calories a day because I'm eating 1,800 calories. And I eat the same thing every single day except for cheat days. I put 1 cheat day, maybe 2, a week or 2, depending, give or take. If I start taking things to an extreme, I'll take cheat days out and I'll do maybe 1 cheat day every 2-3 weeks. And when I cheat, I try not to go too ham. But yeah, so these calories in, calories out, right? So the 300 calories, I'm at a surplus. I'm at a deficit a day. You calculate that per week. So now I'm at 2,100 calories below in the week. That's a pretty extreme side. If I were you, I would start with a 100 calorie per day at deficit, then increase it to 2, maybe 3. Never go up to 5 or 6, because then that's when your metabolism will adjust to that point, and then you're just eating like you built an eating disorder. So anyways, now that's the simple way of thinking of it. You're eating 100 to 300, I'm going to say 400, 100 to 400 calories under your resting rate, whether you use the calculation or you found out you're exact by, experience. Now, does what you're eating matter? Yes, it does. And here's the reason why. You don't want to lose muscle while you're losing fat, or you're trying to minimize how much muscle. You're going to lose muscle regardless, unless you're on steroids, but you're going to want to minimize that. And there's 2 ways you can minimize muscle loss. Because if you're losing muscle while you're losing weight, yeah, you'll look skinnier, but you're not going to, ideally, you're not going to look great, unless that's the look you're going for. But I don't think anyone should healthily go for that look. You should go for the more, like, a little bit more healthy, fuller look. And, with that being said, you want to eat a little bit more protein. And by a little bit, I mean whatever your body weight is, times that by 0.5. That's how many grams of protein you should be eating a day. Let's say I'm at 160 pounds, which I'm close to. Just need to eat at least 80 grams of protein a day. With 1,800 calories, that's pretty easy. That's on the low end, though. That's minimum, okay? You actually want to aim at 0.7, 0.8, which I think that would be 110 grams of protein per day for me. That's literally 2 chicken breasts or 2 pieces of chicken thigh, anything like that, some yogurt and oatmeal, and I'm fucking there. I do supplement with a scoop of protein, just makes it easier. But yeah, the importance of protein and working out is for muscle specifically. You can still lose weight without it. So don't get me wrong. Let's say you're full vegan, you don't get that much protein. You're still going to lose weight. You're just going to lose some muscle with you if you're okay with that. Now, getting into the nitpicky things of dieting. So that's very simplified. That's exactly how you lose weight, give or take. Now let's talk about fad diets or diets in general, okay? So here I have pulled up a couple popular diets, and the first one we're going to talk about is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting to me is not so much a diet as it is a tool. Now, all these fad diets to me are just tools, okay? And to losing weight. It doesn't mean that, and I'll give you an example. So let's say you're putting a nail in a piece of wood. That's the goal. And we're going to use that as a comparison to losing weight. You can use a hammer, the most practical. And that in the world of dieting, a hammer is that of, or actually this is a terrible example. Let's say we're building a house, okay? You're going to need many tools to build a house, right? And that means you're going to be using a lot of different things, whether it's your sleep impacts you too. I'd even mentioned that. Sleep is important because cortisol levels can dictate how your metabolism works. That resting rate, it goes up if you sleep better. So that's your hammer, your sleep. Everybody's got to use a hammer. Everybody's got to have sleep, right? What's another useful one? Screwdrivers. Everybody uses screwdrivers, right? That's your food, right? Now, intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet, carnivore diet, all of these are just little extra tools. Some people like using, some people they don't like using it, and it won't help them build that house faster. But some people will, and that's how I kind of think of it. Okay, so intermittent fasting is essentially fasting in the morning, skipping breakfast, or fasting at night, skipping dinner, and so forth. You still eat a total amount of calories. However, intermittent fasting specifically is an eating plan that switches between fasting and eating on a regular schedule. Most common, 16-8. 16-8 means you're at a fasted state for 16 hours of the day, and you eat within that 8-hour window. Another form is 24. 20 hours fasted, 4 hours eating. And another form is 22-2 or OMAD, which is you eat it all in one meal. Now, what is the purpose of intermittent fasting? Yes, there are some data that proves that intermittent fasting can benefit you, whether it comes to like not your cortisol, your ghrelin hormone, which is the hormone in your body that makes you hungry. You can start regulating it. It also has some proven data with insulin. I'm not an expert of that, so I won't go into that, but I know there are some benefits for those who have insulin problems. But intermittent fasting, at the end of the day, to me personally, I use it because if I don't control myself and I eat breakfast, I'm going to eat over calories or I'm going to be hungry at the end of the day. That's just how I personally am. Now that I've skipped breakfast, I've got my body used to it. And you might be thinking, oh my God, breakfast, most important meal of the day. First off, that's false. That's a myth. Catalogs back in the day pushed a campaign. They lobbied for that campaign so that they could sell more products. So breakfast isn't the most important meal of the day. Every single meal is equally important. Now, let's say you skip breakfast. Your body's going to adjust that pretty fast. The only people who I say don't do that is if you have like low blood pressure, low blood sugar, and stuff like that where you need those intakes, then, and talk to a doctor before you do anything. But I'm talking for the average human being. Doesn't have any specific thing. Intermittent fasting is just a tool I like to use because I like to eat big meals. And so why not? And I also get lethargic after I eat. So if I eat during the morning, I'm not going to want to do work, bro. So I get dialed in. I do all my shit throughout the whole day. And at the end of the day, I wind down, put on some Netflix, and I eat my meal. And then I go to bed. Not right away. Probably give or take like between eating and going to bed like 4 hours, maybe 3 hours. So I can settle in. But that's what intermittent fasting is to me. It's just a tool. I like it though. Now let's talk about another diet. We're going to talk about ketogenic, and then specifically the carnivore, which is an extreme form of it. So the ketogenic diet means that you're getting put your body to a ketogenic state, and how you do that is going very low carb. I'm talking like extremely, extremely low, meaning that you're going to be eating majority fat and protein, which is like meats. Just pretty much eliminating a lot of veggies, oats, grains, starches, sugars, all of that. Now, what exactly is the keto diet and how does it help? So keto to me is another tool. You put your body in ketosis, and it's built for some people. I've been in ketosis once in my life, and I hated it. And personally, it's not good for me. But I know some friends of mine who being in a ketogenic diet, it did help them a lot. But again, it's just at the end of the day, it's all how do I eat less calories than I'm expending? And so keto is a tool of that because it's hard for you to overeat when you're not eating carbs because carbs is just the easiest thing to overeat. And so if you're eating fucking 1,800 calories of just eggs, beef, like shit like that, it's going to be really hard for you to go over that amount. And then you're on ketosis. What is ketosis? When your body doesn't have enough carbs, it starts actually burning the fat in your body as a source of energy instead of carbs, which is great. This is what we're looking for. However, the only downside to that is when you go off of ketosis and you start eating carbs again, it can rebound. So it is good in burning fat, but it's also can give or take. So I like to kind of like cancel those out. At the end of the day, it is still calories in, calories out. How much are you eating that day? Keto could be good for you if you eat those meats and you really need to restrict yourself, because if you let yourself eat carbs, you're just going to go overboard. That could be great for you. Now, carnivore diet is just the extreme version of that. It's everything, every product is just an animal-based product. Eggs, salmon, all these, lard. It's another just extreme version of this. But at the end of the day, I think there are minuscule factors that has been proven through research that could benefit you in terms of weight loss or specific people in general. But at the end of the day, I like to simplify it more than that. How many calories are you eating? Is this diet going to help you? If it does, go for it. If it doesn't, don't. Just write down how many calories and then just fucking lose weight. I like to make it not as hard as people like to think it is. So I'll give you guys an example right now before we get into working out. So let's say you're a guy, you work a 9-to-5 job, you weigh 200 pounds, you're 5'10", whatever. Your resting rate, you use the calculator, it says it's about 2,400. Pretty easy. You just need to eat about 2,000 to 2,200 a day. That's it. Go download MyFitnessPal. Go download any food diary app. Register what you want to eat throughout the day and eat that same thing 5 to 6 days out of the week. Give yourself a day for some leeway, but don't go ham on the leeway. Just have some fun. See if you notice you're losing weight. If you're not, now you're doing something wrong. Is it the condiments that you're using that you didn't really track? Because condiments do count for that too. Or is it the fact that, at the end of the day, maybe that isn't your resting rate. Maybe you have to go a little bit lower. Let's try out 2,000 calories. Let's try out 1,900 calories. Don't go too low, but just enough to where you're noticing. Or maybe that cheat day, you're going way too fucking hard. Maybe you don't need a cheat day at all. Just eat 2,000 every day. Let's see if you can do that. And let's just keep experimenting, okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about with diet that is important before we go into exercise is what happens when your metabolism, because our bodies have this great thing called metabolism, adjusts to your new eating schedule. This usually takes a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, depending on who you are. Let's say you're a larger guy, right? And you're eating lower calories, and you started losing weight. But then after 2 or 3 weeks, you notice your weight loss stopped. How do you defeat that without using steroids and supplements? You defeat that by taking a diet break. But what does that mean by diet break? Don't rebound. Rebounding means you stop and you just eat everything you fucking want. No, a diet break is essentially giving your week a week where you go back to maintenance. So let's say that guy I gave you an example of earlier, the 2,000 calorie guy. 200 pound guy. He's eating 2,400 calories is his maintenance to stay the same weight. He then starts eating 2,100 calories for a week, and he lost a pound. He did it again. He lost another pound. He did it again. He lost another pound and a half or whatever, right? Then he started losing just half a pound. Then nothing. At that point of nothing, take a break. Go back to 2,400 calories. Don't go over it because then you're defeating the purpose of this. But go back to maintenance for a week or two. And then dial it again because then your metabolism will readjust to that higher amount. Then you're cranking it again. This is a long game, guys. If you're watching this video, there is no true shortcut. Yeah, you can lose probably 2 pounds, maybe 3 at most if you count water weight in a week. Yeah, that's possible for sure. You might be killing yourself for it, but it's possible. But that's the most you can do without supplements that are going to cause you permanent damage. So it's about the long game. If you're trying to lose 10 pounds, give yourself 3 months. Give yourself some time. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to lose 10 pounds by the end of the summer, which is 3 or 4 months from now, I'm trying to give myself some sweet time. All right, so we're done with dieting. Let's go into exercise. So now, earlier I told you calories in, calories out. Here's the calories out part, okay? We've calculated how many calories you came in. Let's say you want to move that resting amount of calories that you burn a day, whether it's 2,000, 2,400, for me it's 1,800, whatever, right? You want to make that higher, you can do that by exercise. So exercise every single day, 30 minutes is recommended. I work out personally 5 to 6 times a week, and then I give myself 1 day to rest because I do resistance training. Now, before we talk about forms of working out, it's important to just stay active in general because then you will notice those weight loss because your metabolism is higher. So you're naturally going to start losing more weight. Now let's get into types of working out. The most recommended form of working out is any form of resistance training, whether that's lifting weights, like a bodybuilder style, power lifter style. You could do body weight workouts. Any form of resistance, meaning you're doing something against a certain amount of weight or force. Pushing up a fucking sled is still technically a workout, right? Cardio is different. Running, playing sports, things like that. Those are still great. Those are really great for your cardiovascular system as well. And you still implement those. However, any form of resistance training is important because it is proven that as you get older, our bones start depreciating. The best way to counter that and the best way to keep your muscles as you're losing this weight is eating protein, but also working out and using resistance because then it enlarges your bones. It's better for you. Now let's go down to, let's say you hate working out. You fucking hate lifting weights. Find a form. Let's see. Forms of resistance training. Okay. I bet you there's a lot. Here you go. Free weights, sandbags. I mean, let's get into it. What are the 3 types of resistance training? Oh, there's 3 types? I didn't even know. Isotonic, isokinetic, and isometric. Oh, I do know this. All right. So, dude, you can literally do anything in a gym. You can do body weight stuff. Just do some of it. And then let's say you don't love it. Just do enough 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, and then go fucking play basketball. Go on a run. Go do some other shit. It's not that fucking hard, guys. 30 minutes a day is not fucking hard. I honestly, if you're telling yourself, you're watching this video right now and you don't think you can do 30 minutes of working out a day, you're fucking lying to me and you're lying to yourself because we take shits that are longer than 30 minutes when we're on our phone. You could sacrifice one episode of your fucking stupid ass Netflix show. I'm just joking. The Netflix show might be great, but you could sacrifice that one episode a day. You take that shit out and you're doing something. Find something fucking fun, dude. Basketball's awesome. Tennis is fun. Pickleball. Maybe you don't have fucking friends. Go on a run. Go to the local gym. Go to your apartment gym. Lift up some shit. Dude, 30 minutes is not going to kill you. You go to work for fucking 9 hours. You think you love your work that much? No, there's times in your work that you don't like that much. But at the end of the day, you're working because you want money. You're doing this because you want a better body. Okay? It is what it is. 30 minutes. I crank out an hour a day. You can do 30 minutes, bro. All right. So now, let's get into specifics of resistance training because I do think everyone needs at least a little bit of resistance training. In order to gain muscle, which in this situation is going to be tough, but you want to lift a little bit more than you did last week. That's just how it works. But as you're losing weight, there will be a point when you can no longer gain muscle. At that point, the best thing you can do is try to lift the most that you can without hurting yourself. So that means go 8 to 10 reps. And let's say you're noticing, oh, that weight, it's starting to feel a little heavier because you're losing weight. Go down to 8, go down to 7 reps. Maybe go down the weight a little bit, just a little bit. But the strength will come back. Don't stress yourself out. Yeah. When you hit those dead ends, you hit those walls where you can't seem to lose any more weight. One thing is you can do is diet break. That's the highly recommended. You can also add cardio. I don't recommend adding too much because then you can actually build a disorder. But yeah, it's pretty simple, guys. Work out every day. 30 minutes. Fucking an hour if you can. 30 minutes is fine. It's 30 minutes. Just eat healthier. Eat a little bit less than what you usually do. Expend. All right, now let's talk about supplements. This is going to be the last segment before we end because that's pretty simple. It is what it is. If you can't work out, track your calories. Eat less than your maintenance. That's it. Take a diet break every now and then. Now, let's say you can't work out. You get to eat a little bit more because your metabolism's higher. Or you get to lose more weight. Isn't that great? Now, you're going to be going through life and you're going to see a bunch of ads for different supplements, different things. You're going to hear things like Ozempic, okay? They like to market Ozempic as a tool of fast weight loss because it is. And it's FDA approved, which doesn't mean shit nowadays. But you know what? I'm going to recommend you guys not get on Ozempic unless your doctor truly, truly recommends it. The reason being is when you use tools like Ozempic, there are a lot of downsides. Common ones being nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, extreme fatigue, headaches, dizziness. And in life, there is no such thing as a shortcut without some type of detrimental result. And so you take the path less traveled. You take the shortcut, not the path less traveled by, but you take the shortcut, right? There's something that will cost you in the process of that, for sure. Look, experts still recommend that people avoid using Ozempic unless you have type 2 diabetes. Because a lot of things like Ozempic, they're not fully tested, guys. You're taking this shit, you're going to take some form of detrimental. Look, what does it do to your face? Look, can result in excess skin on the body, creating appearances of sagging wrinkles. You really want that shit? I don't fucking want that shit. I want to do it the right way. Okay? Now let's talk about so any form of Ozempic, steroids, what is it, SARMs. You don't need to be doing that shit, because at the end of the day, that stuff, it takes away from your long-term life. Is that really worth it to you? If you want to die early, send it. If you're really okay with that, send it. Go for it, man. But I'm not going to recommend that, because your life is precious, and why the fuck would you do something that's going to make you feel worse? Isn't this the goal, is to feel better, to be healthy? Retarded. Stupid. All right, let's go into supplements that are actually proven to be better. So creatine is the number one supplement that is directly linked to muscle growth. What you do is get the cheapest fucking one if you want, as long as it's monohydrate, okay? There are other forms like HCl. Those do work as well, but they're going to be more expensive. You don't need that. Get creatine monohydrate. You can get unflavored, flavored, doesn't matter. Get a bulk amount. Like, look at this, $16. It's only $16. Take 5 grams a day. You do need to be working out, though. What's going to happen when you take this is you're going to gain weight initially, but you're going to look better while gaining weight. You're going to be like, what? It's just because it's water. It's just absorbing more water. You're taking 5 grams a day. Even if you're losing weight, gaining weight, doesn't matter. If you're taking 5 grams a day while you're working out, you're going to gain muscle. Or if you're losing a lot of weight, you're going to hold your muscle. That's what's important. Then once you're off creatine, you're going to flush out all that water. Boom. You're going to be lean as a cuisine. Okay? Creatine's a great one. Another tool, protein powder. Not necessary for everyone. Great when it comes to you don't get enough protein in your diet. You look at the end of the day and you're like, oh, I don't get that 0.8 grams per, 0.8 grams per body fat pound. Get some fucking protein. It can be a little expensive. Go find a discount code. Go buy the cheapest one if you need to. Look at this, $26. It's not fucking bad. $26 is fucking 2 steaks, okay? Maybe 3, depending on where you get it. Just get some fucking whoa, this is actually really cheap. What the hell? $16. $16 for some protein, guys. What is this? Bulksupplements.com. That seems like a cool-ass website. There you go. Protein powder. Great. Now, BCAAs. To me, they're a myth. You don't need this. It tastes good. 0 calories. Yeah, it's great. It's expensive. Don't need it. We get it all in our food that we eat anyways. Only supplements that you even need to be looking at are right there. There are no other ones. Oh, vitamins and fish oils. Yeah, but that's like normal supplements. You can get into that too if you want. It's expensive, but you can get into it. That's pretty much it, guys. That's everything. I just knocked out everything you need to know in terms of losing weight for the summer in roughly 35 minutes. And that's all it is. Yeah, give yourself a long-term plan. Let's say, okay, if you're at 25% body fat and as a guy, or 40 as a girl, and you want abs by summer, that's not possible. But it's okay. You'll get it by next summer if you keep it up. You're going to look better than you did now. It's not about this unrealistic dream. It's about realistically getting somewhere at a healthy point and then falling in love with the process. Don't build an eating disorder. Don't go too fucking low now. But you're going to like the way that you look if you keep this program up. It's not even a program. It's just literally calories in, calories out. How much easier can it be? Do your own research at the end of the day. Don't only use this video. I highly recommend, whether you're young, older, old, whatever you are, go to professionals if you need to. But at the end of the day, everything you need is on YouTube, man. Do your own research, figure it out, and experiment with your body, because no one's going to grow and shrink their body exactly the same as another person. So all my advice is general advice. It'll hopefully help you. And yeah, let's all get fucking shredded. All right, love you guys. This was a really intense topic. I'm really passionate about it, as you guys can see. I don't know what I'll talk about next week, but we'll see you then. All right, love you guys. Bye. See you next week.